to Bear Pantry Talk. This is the sister channel to the Bear Pantry Show. This is where you're going to find honest reviews, exciting unboxings, do-it-yourself projects, and engaging commentary. We all love to eat out, but unfortunately for some of us, it's not the healthiest option. How would you like to make better than restaurant quality meals at home? With my second cookbook, The Pantry Laid Bare, you can make Chinese food without all that added MSG. Breads and bagels are a cinch because no appliances are needed. Pizza. It's not delivery, it's the stovetop. These 111 recipes will bring out the inner chef in you. Get a copy today only at www.bearpantryshow.com. Shop safely and securely at www.bearpantryshow.com. Hey guys, how is everybody doing today? What's up, Josh?
You
want to come mess with me?
No, let's talk about crazy, but...
Did she text you anything else?
No.
Jada?
But
No?
I want
it. You guys, Joshua, don't distract me from my viewers. Hello, 2 people in the chat. Give me a 1 to let me know you can hear me. Hi, Lisa. Yes, Lisa made it back. Yeah. So I was cleaning up the office today because I usually have a desk that's here, right? Joe built me a table, and I have one that's making an L, which is this little one. But I had to move it out of place to sweep off the rug, and I couldn't get it set up back in time to be that kitty corner way that I usually sit to talk to you guys. So it's just a different background today, okay? Sometimes I want to like move things around in here because this room looks big, but it's kind of small at the same time. So how is everybody doing today? It's Monday, November the 18th. My sister doesn't like the number 18. She says it's bad luck. I love the number 18. My grandparents used to contract this number with the lottery that they played in Belize. They hardly won. I guess that's why they're saying it's bad luck. But when they did win, they won kind of big from time to time, right? And like I told you guys before, my brother was born February 18th. Josh was born June 18th. And if you watched the cooking video yesterday, the cooking show, I should say, you know that I was trying to do a nice thing for that young man that hangs out at the library. It's his birthday today. He turned 35. So yesterday I tried to take him a little homemade pan pizza with that chocolate chip muffin that I frosted and decorated. Couldn't find him when I got over there. The people that hang out over there, they all know each other, of course. And they're like, he went to the recycling center at yada, yada, and yada, yada. So we went over there. It wasn't too far away. So we didn't mind burning the gas to go there, but we didn't find him. So we came back home. And then, well, we went to Walmart, picked up 2 items, so we weren't there long. And then we went back over again to the library, and still he wasn't there. So today, Joe got up and he goes, okay, I'm going to go buy masa. We'll make panades. We'll take him Belizean food today. It's his actual birthday. We made some really good panades, packed it up with the onion sauce and everything, and drove over there again today. And lo and behold, the young man was not there again. The old man that hangs out over there says he comes early in the morning. Well, that's when I usually see him when I go for my bike ride. But guys, I can't ride right now because the knee that I injured is still banged up. The wrist is healing pretty nicely, but the knee started to swell today. Joe thinks I'm standing on it too long and not giving it time to heal. So I'm going to make sure I take care of it. Okay. Hi, Myrna. Long time no see. Myrna, are you the one that... No, I don't think it's you. Maybe it's you. Are you the one that told me that you make kombucha all the time and you can help me out with some of the info? I'm making it and they're coming out pretty good, but I had a bottle that busted last week. So I was really nervous when I did my second ferment with this batch. So I put it in an ice cooler. I'm like, if you bust, you're going to bust in there. You're not going to bust out here and destroy me again. So anyways, what I want to get in today. Oh, Joy's sickening. Hey, Joy, what's up? I'm live. That's a big, okay, I'll call you when I'm done. Is that cool? All right, okay, bye-bye. All right, hey, Rob. I usually come live at 1, but I'm live this late today because I was trying to look for that guy. I don't know that I might want to move it till 2. So tomorrow, I think I'm going to try to set it up for 2 o'clock to see how that works for you and for me, right? Because 1 o'clock is really starting to bug because by the time I get up and do everything I need to do in the morning, it's already 1 o'clock and then I didn't eat yet. And I want to eat at noon, but by the time lunch is ready, it's like 1:45. It's not really noon. I was like, damn, I can't eat and then go in there and talk because I'll be burping the whole afternoon. So I have to eat after we're done. And we go from 1 sometimes to like 2:30. And then by the time I get out there and eat, I'm only having 2 meals. and I want to have my 3 meals because at night now, 10 o'clock at night, I'm ravenously hungry and I don't eat anything because I'm not going to cheat my friggin' diet. And that wouldn't be cheating because it's not going to be over the 1,200 calories, but I can't digest after 5 in the evening. My behind is old. All right. Heidi, you're the one that makes the kombucha. Okay. So, can you let me know what caused my bottle to explode? I'm using the bottle that we get from the store that kombucha came in, and I had that one on a 72-hour second ferment, and it was not over full. The bottle was not over full. It was the pineapple one. Kaboom! Could have taken out my eye, but God. So, I always try to put some kind of weird title to get you guys to come in. But today I want to talk about Queen Esther in the book of Esther in the Bible. And not so much about Esther per se, which she's a part of the storyline. I want to talk about that rascal, that heathen, that devil, Haman, Haman. Okay. I want to talk about him. So let's get into it really, really quickly. Some of it I'm just going to like ad lib, and some of it I am going to read so that you guys can see. So it says, the first chapter in the book of Esther says, this is what happened during the time of Xerxes. The Xerxes who ruled over 127 provinces, stretching from India to Kush. At the time King Xerxes reigned from his royal throne in the citadel of Susa, and the third year of his reign, he gave a banquet for all his nobles and his officials, the military leaders of Persia and Media, and the princes and the nobles of the provinces were present, right? So he gave this big banquet. His wife, Queen Vashti, I see a lot of people like to name their kids Vashti, but I wouldn't name my kid Vashti if I could, because Vashti was trifling right here in the Bible, right? She threw her own little banquet too. And what they do back in those days, the kings and the queens and stuff would display all their gold. Child, you don't want to do that nowadays. You're going to get robbed. So they did all that. And then the queen, there came a point, this is verse 9. See how we're going to skip really fast. On verse 10, on the seventh day, when King Xerxes was in high spirits from wine, he commanded the 7 eunuchs who served him, and they named all the eunuchs. We don't need to go into all of that, to bring before him Queen Vashti wearing her royal crown, in order to display her beauty to all the people and the nobles. And Vashti said, no. Vashti said, who he think he is? King or something? I ain't going. So when she didn't go, King Xerxes got pissed, right? And then they showed him the people underneath him, the eunuchs and the people who tended to him, the chamberlains. They told him, look, yeah, you can't make Vashti get away with this, because if she do this, for we wife on with whole stuff on we too. What the hell? You better punish she. So the punishment was for him to open up so he can get a new queen. He needed a new queen. Back then days, they could have as many wives as they want, right? So Esther, Uncle Mordecai, can Mordecai raise she, put she up in the lineup. Let's go. Let's go. We're gonna put you in there, right? So uh what's her name? Esther got in the house, right? In the palace. Now, when they get in there, they don't just go with the king right away. He ain't gotta like, they have to like, I don't know if they used to bathe back in those days, but they had to like soak in all these different fragrances and crap for like a year. A year before they could go for the king. Want to make sure they smell good. Back then days, the people used to probably stink. They probably didn't used to bathe. So she doing all this stuff. Mordecai, the outside of the gate at the palace, because he got to keep an eye on Esther, his niece, right? And Esther and Mordecai were Jews, but nobody knew. They didn't know. They was hiding. Okay. So let's see. Let's pick up where we left off. Esther had not revealed her nationality. I just told you they didn't know them. They didn't know that they were Jews, and family background, because Mordecai had forbidden her to do so. The uncle looking out for her. Every day he walked back and forth near the courtyard of the harem. Oh shit, it was a harem. Hi, Kathy. Listen while you work and drive, girl, to find out how Esther was and what was happening to her, right? Before a girl's turn to go to King Xerxes, she had to complete 12 months of beauty treatments. What I telling her? What I telling her? Soaking in them perfume, cosmetics, the whole works, right? When it was turn for Esther, the girl Mordecai had adopted, the daughter of his uncle Abihail, to go to the king, the daughter of his uncle. So it was Mordecai's uncle Pickney. So Mordecai, Uncle Picnic was actually Mordecai's cousin, but they said niece in the thing, okay? She asked for nothing other than what Haggai, the king's eunuch, who was in charge of the harem, suggested, and Esther won the favor of everyone. She was beautiful. She won the favor. She didn't act like Vashti. Vashti acted like her poop didn't stink. She was done. All right. So Esther, now the king was attracted to Esther more than any of the other women. So she won his favor and approval more than any other of the virgins. So he set a royal crown on her head and made her queen instead of Vashti. Vashti was done. Girl, Vashti, you effed around and found out. All right. So then the king gave a great banquet, Esther's banquet, for all the nobles and officials. He proclaimed the holiday throughout the provinces and distributed gifts for his royals, right? When the virgins were assembled a second time, Mordecai was sitting at the king's gate, but Esther had kept secret her family background. She didn't let them know she was Jewish. Mordecai had told her to do so, for she continued to follow Mordecai's instructions as she had done when he was bringing her up. During the time Mordecai was sitting at the king's gate, Bigthana and Teresh, two of the king's officers who guarded the door, became angry and they conspired to assassinate King Xerxes. Isn't that always like the people in your life? When they think they get in what they want, they get angry and they conspire to hurt you? I think what's going on in politics right now is a big conspiration? Conspiratory? What's the word I'm looking for? They conspired to rob us, right? They did. So Mordecai send message. I don't know who he sent a message through. Send a message to Esther for tell her. And Esther tell the king, and they collected them two fools, and it was done. They hung them, right? So now, after these events, King Xerxes honored Haman, son of blah 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 and blah blah blah. Then name too hard to say, elevating him and giving him a seat of honor higher than that of all the nobles. All the royal officials of the king's gate knelt down and paid honor to Haman, for the king had commanded this concerning him. But Mordecai would not kneel or pay him no reverence. Who the hell you think you are, Haman? They kneel down to you. That's what Mordecai said. Then the royal officials at the king's gate asked Mordecai, "Why do you disobey the king's command?" Day after day, they spoke to him, but he refused to comply. Him. I ain't bowing to nobody. My name, when I say I'll only bow my knees to Jesus and Jones. That's a song that Joe likes to sing, Jesus and George Jones. Therefore, they told Haman about it to see whether Mordecai's behavior would be tolerated, for he had told them he was a Jew. Why he gonna tell him? Why he gonna tell him a Jew? Shut up. Don't be telling nobody your secret. Just don't show nobody your hand. That's like what Joe Biden doing right now. He ain't showing nobody his hand. We're going to come around to what's going on in the news. When Haman saw that Mordecai would not kneel down or pay him honor, he was enraged. Yet having learned who Mordecai people were, he scorned. Ugh, they always look down on the Jews, right? The idea of killing only Mordecai. Instead, Haman looked for a way to destroy Mordecai whole people, the Jews, throughout the whole kingdom of Xerxes. So he gone to Xerxes in the first month, the month of Nisan, and they cast okay? Lots. They casted lots and throw straws in the presence of Haman to select a day and a month. And the lot fell on the 12th month and the month of Adar. So they throw the lots and say, "When month we undo the snow?" Right? The 12th month. Then Haman said to King Xerxes, "There's a certain people dispersed and scattered among the peoples of the provinces of your kingdom whose customs are different from those of all the other people and who do not obey the king's laws. It is not in the king's best interest to tolerate them." You see how Haman, he's the antagonist. He's starting to stir up thing where I tell on it last time. Sir, hiss the snake in the king's ear, right? "If it pleases the king, let a decree be issued to destroy them. And I will put 10,000 talents, that's the money, of silver into the royal treasury for the men who carry out the business." Now, pay somebody no for go assassinate them. So the king took his signet ring from his finger and gave it to Haman, son of blah, 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 and blah, 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 the enemy of the Jews. "Keep the money," the king said to Haman, "and do with the people whatever the hell you please." Then on the 13th day of the first month, the royal secretaries were summoned. They wrote out a script, and each for of each province and in the language of each people, all Haman's orders to the kings, satraps, the governors and the various provinces, and the nobles of the various people. These were written 10 in the name of King Xerxes himself and sealed with. Once the king seal it, it has to go through. Remember, the king, Joe Biden, has not sealed this elections yet. Hold on, guys. You guys still with me? I want you guys to hold on. No matter what the outcome is, I'm going to build your faith that anything that comes thrown your way in the future, you're going to be able to withstand it. If you would only know the things that we have withstood as a family, me and Joe, these children, my parents, right? If you had only known the things we've gone through, you would say, God damn, how is Barbara standing? But I'm not ready for share everything yet, right? So then he sealed it and everything. And let's see. Dispatches were sent by couriers to all the king's provinces with the order to destroy, kill, and annihilate all the Jews, young and old, women and picnic, on a single day, the 13th day of the 12th month, the month of Adar, and the plunder of their goods. A copy of the text and the edict was to be issued as law. Make me pause here for a second. Did you guys see that after Dumpy gone and meet with Biden at the White House? And Biden just opened up his body and relaxed and talked to this fool, and this fool was trembling because he knew what he did. He went back to Mar-a-Lago and he told Mike Johnson to do a decree to make a law where Joe Biden will be forced to step down and give the reins over to him retroactively back to the 5th. You guys have to pay attention. I'm not watching the news, but I'm getting the news through my card readers, and this is not from their cards. This is news, right? Now, why does he want to do that? One, he knows he's going to get busted in this 2 months time frame. And two, he wants immunity going back to the 5th because he knows what he's going to be busted for. I wholeheartedly believe that. Okay. So let's see. Mordecai persuades Esther to help. When Mordecai learned of all that had been done, he tore his clothes. He rent his clothes. When people say rent, it's not like, pay money to rent. He tore his clothes and put on sackcloth and ashes. You are only supposed to put on sackcloth and ashes if you're mourning. Somebody died, you're grieving. But he rented clothes like Job did, put on the ashes by your face and put on crocus bag and just start to mourn. He started to mourn, right? And he went out into the city wailing loudly and bitterly. We haven't even done that. We haven't even mourned and rent our clothes and put on no crocus bag with no ashes to show God what we feel, right? But he went out only as far as the king's gate because no one clothed in sackcloth was allowed to enter it. You can't put that on unless you grieve. In every province to which the edict and order of the king came, there was great mourning among the Jews with fasting, weeping, and wailing. Many lay in sackcloth and ashes. They joined him. And they were mourning and wailing and crying out to God. When Esther's maids and eunuchs came and told her about Mordecai, she was in great distress. She sent clothes for him to put on instead of his sackcloth. They never wanted to put on his sackcloth because they don't get in trouble with the king, right? But he would not accept them. Then Esther summoned, I don't know the name, Hatach, one of the king's eunuchs, assigned to attend to her, and ordered him to find out what the hell was going on with Mordecai down at the gate. So he got on and ask her. So he tell her, look here, Haman put out this order through the king saying they're going to kill all of we people. Go tell Esther what happened. So then gone back in there and told Esther what was going on. Esther said, well, it's us four and no more. I ain't going to do nothing. What can I do? And so Mordecai said, you can't just hide up in there in the king's palace and just take care of you when all the people out here want to die. You better go to the king. And she said, I can't go to the king because he has to send for you. Back in those days, if the king didn't send for you, or if he harem and you just show up like you crazy, your head gone. And he said, well, you better do something. And she said, well, if I die, I die. I'm going into the king. And she went in. Remember, the king likes she because she's real pretty, right? So the king said, what you want? What happened? Tell me what it is. Up to half this kingdom will be yours if that's what you want from me. And she said, look, I just want to have one banquet. Listen. I want to have one banquet where you could invite Haman and me and you will have one meal. He goes, okay, send for Haman. So Haman, he giggle, right? Because he think he got it made. Hi B. Hi, I said hi to Bessie already, right? So anyways, let's see where I always skip. So after Haman come and eat with them, he went out happy in high spirits. But when he saw Mordecai at the king's gate and observed that he neither rose nor showed fear, Mordecai never afraid for him. Mordecai's like, you are nothing. Who the hell you think you are? I'm God's people. I'm a Jew, right? Nevertheless, Haman restrained himself and went home, calling together a friend and a trashy ass wife, Zeresh. And then tell her, you better not make him get away with that. Because if he get away with that, all them Jews gonna get away with this stuff. You better go tell the king what the hell going on and kill that roach before he get big. That's pretty much what they told Haman, right? So Haman added, I'm the only person Queen Esther invited to accompany the king to the banquet she gave, and she invited me along with the king tomorrow. Esther was having another banquet the next day. But all this gives me no satisfaction as long as I see that Jew Mordecai sitting in the king's gate. Oh, he couldn't stand her. His wife Zeresh and all the friends told him, have a gallows built 70 feet high and ask the king in the morning to have Mordecai hanged in it. Oh, child, these people are devious. Then go with the king to the dinner and be happy. This suggestion delighted Haman, and he had the gallows built. That night, the king could not sleep. So he ordered them to bring the book, the eunuchs then to bring the book to see what all, people that he didn't thank, right? And he said, wait a minute, this man here, Mordecai, when make I know about these two fools that wanted to kill me, did we hear anything? Did we thank him? And then the people had said, no, they're not getting nothing. They said, okay, we got to take care of this. When Haman entered, the king asked him, what should be done for this man, for Mordecai, right? The king delights to honor. Now Haman thought to himself, who is there that the king would rather honor than me? So he answered the king, for the man the king delights to honor, he think that he. Fiercey, right? Bring him a royal robe the king has worn, a horse the king has ridden, one with a royal crest placed on its head. Then let the robe and the horse be entrusted to the one of the king's most noble princes. Let them robe the man the king delights to honor. He say everything he want the king do for him. That's me. It's me, right? So then, and lead him on the horse through the city streets, proclaiming before him, this is what is done for the man the king delights to honor. Go at once, the king commanded Haman, get the robe, get the horse, and do this stuff for Mordecai the Jew, who sits at the king's gate. Do not neglect anything you have recommended. So Haman got the robe and the horse. He robed Mordecai and led him on horseback through the city streets, proclaiming before him that this is what's done for the man the king delights to honor. And this is what we're going to do for Joe Biden when it's all said and done. Okay? Afterward, Mordecai returned to the king's gate, but Haman rushed home and his head covered in grief and told that trifling ass Zeresh, his wife, and all his friends everything that had happened to him. His advisors and his wife Zeresh said to him, since Mordecai, before whom your downfall has started, is a Jew of Jewish origin, you cannot stand against him. You will surely come to ruin. While they were still talking with him, the king's eunuchs arrived and hurried Haman away to the banquet Esther had prepared. Remember, they had to go to the second day of banquet. So the king and Haman went to dine with Queen Esther, and as they were dining on wine the second day, the king again asked Esther, what do you want? What is your request up to half this kingdom? The Queen Esther answered, if I have found favor with you, O king, and if it pleases your majesty, grant me my life. This is my petition, and spare my people. This is my request, for I and my people have been sold for destruction and slaughter and annihilation. And if we had merely been sold as a male and female slaves, I would have kept quiet. But no such distress would justify disturbing the king. King Xerxes asked Queen Esther, who is he? Where is the man who dared to do such a thing? Esther said, is that evil SOB Haman right over there? Then Haman was terrified before the king and queen. The king got up from his rage, left his wine, and went out to the palace garden. But Haman, realizing that the king had already decided his fate, stayed behind to beg Queen Esther for his life. Please. Just as the king returned home from the palace garden to the banquet hall, Haman was falling on the couch where Esther was reclining. It fall down for beg for his life. So the king thinking he want grape Esther. So then carry out and guess what they do? Put the ass in the gallows and hang him. Okay. I'm reading the biblication in my own way, in the way that I enjoy it. I'm reading from the Holy Bible. I'm not reading Bible. I'm reading from the Bible, Esther, the book of Esther. I started on verse 1 and I ended at verse 7. But I ran through parts of it and I read the parts that I thought was important. Okay. So I'm telling you this story, first of all, to tell you, no name, not even a dog, Haman. Speaking of dog, let me not be distracted. Joe get up and he real up today. And he said, and pick them better not bring no dog yet. Look, 324, my mom's birthday, and my nephew Drew's birthday. I always see my mom's birthday. Come on, thing. Too much light, too much light, too much light. You guys see it? 324. And look at my beautiful Winnie and my beautiful daughter. So Joe real up Joe saying, no more dog, be quiet. Then pick them look out for them dog. They don't take care of them dog. Tell me why Jada wants to send me this picture. This dog that I'm Murieta. My name no pa Murieta there. Somewhere must say an hour away from here. It looked like he's the only one left. I wanted the dog to have honey colored eyes. This one got some dark looking eye. And they said, female black lab to a good home, well behaved, calm, and loving puppy needs a forever home. Child, I said, Jada, me no dey not this. Uno never see me show no this. Shh. I'm not in this, okay? I am less and I'm not in this mess. That are between there and there. Pa. Okay? So don't even name a dog Haman. That's not a good name. Haman is never a good name. And I want to tell you guys a story of a real life Haman that I knew, Haman. This man was my dad's cousin, I think through his mother's side, but like 4, 5, 6 removed, right? Tall man used to work for Blade's Ice Cream Company and used to drive the ice cream truck in my neck of the woods. Every time we picnic go down there for buy this ice cream, this man try feel up we hand. You know, he was trying to like groom us, so to speak. So if we did pay him for the ice cream, he'd take the money and he young girls, I didn't think I'm a 12. So I gone back and tell my ma, because I used to tell. I tell you even to that day and time I tell. And my ma say, he not goddamn pervert. He know pa cousin, fifth or sixth cousin. Name go down, they go buy the ice cream. I go down, they go pay for the goddamn ice cream. I'm making no. So we didn't like the man from day one. Fast forward, I got married to Joe in 1986. Well, I met Joe in 1984. And around 1985, Joe mother called and said, can you take in my boyfriend? He's coming to States for a leave visit. And he have one son there, but the son say he can't stay there. So can he stay with you? Jesus Christ. The state of man stay, never gone back. So when I moved in with Joe, November the 7th, 1986, I got married December the 20th, 1986. We didn't live at that place where Joe was living because the man didn't want to leave. And the man going to talk about Barbara come here all the time to visit Joe. And all they do is go out and go out and go out. That girl don't even try to cook. That girl don't even try to clean the bathroom. What the hell of a he problem? Joe was taking me out places to go eat and see stuff. And, we don't did it. What? We don't did it for you. We were actually dating, which is mean collecting data. That's what dating means. Because I know they sleep off with nobody. They did. And he want me to go clean bathroom for that nasty Ross. Lone man live there. Joe and his other brother and him. The hell? So one of the other brother, he moved out with he woman at the time. They ended up getting married. They're still married. And they got married after me though, but they lived together before me and Joe. And he said, I'd move out because I know Joe wants to move you in and I'll be a third wheel, a fifth wheel, whatever wheel it is. And so I said, but he no gone, he not the problem. So his girlfriend at the time, which is now his wife, said, you want I tell her? Because I'll tell him he needs to go. If Joe don't have the heart to tell him he need to go, I'll tell him. So Joe didn't want to rock the boat. So Joe decided I'm gonna get another place to rent and I'm gonna leave him in that place because he actually worked. He was working at a gas station. So I didn't like seeing a man at all because I remember him from the time I young. No, I'm 19, 20. I know him from the time I must have 10, 11, and I know he not leave perv. So anyways, I moved in with Joe, just me and Joe, and he had to stay there by himself with one of Joe's other brother at the time. And the other brother went home and never come back for like a good many years. So that didn't matter at the time though, because the minute he went home, the man decided, I don't want to pay this rent on my own. The rent was $275 a month for a whole bachelor's place. We were paying $300 for a 1-bedroom. And the man just left and went back home to Belize. And I guess he hadn't violated his visa because he was able to come back pretty quickly, right? So me and Joe get married December 20th, 1986. And by December 27th, Joe's youngest sister was sent from Belize to America because they got visa for her to come. And they wanted her to stay with us, but I didn't want that because she was 14 and I was 20, and we only have 1 bedroom that you have to pass through our bedroom to get to the bathroom. And I knew that was going to be a problem. I shouldn't have to take nobody teenage picnic at me at age 20. So I don't want to divert into that part of the story. I want to continue on the Heyman side of the story. So Joe's mom didn't come right away, right? They were waiting to get visa for her and the younger brother that we just went and saw the other day, right? And they went in and they were lucky to get visas, and the man still had his visa. And so they all decided to come back together. So when they come, right away I started to get bad treatment from the mom, from some of the siblings, and from this rascal man. So I found out later on that this man had gone home and said a lot of negative things about me to Joe's mom to turn her against me, because Joe's mom had liked me from Belize. Joe's dad liked me, right? But they weren't together. Two separate things. This man telling all kind of shit about me. And they believed him, of course, because if fish come from the bottom of the ocean and tell you alligator got pain in a belly, you believe the fish, right? And I was like, this effing pervert. So Joe had to pay the rent. Joe and his other brother that moved in with his woman at the time, that's now his wife, they had to pay the rent at their place, and they had to pay the rent at that place that the man abandoned. The man abandoned the place like October, because Joe moved out October. October, November, December, they have to pay the rent. And then kind of didn't make like shit, $4 an hour. They weren't making no good money, right? We starved for that first few months. I know about starving, child. We know about making a chicken last a whole damn week or 10 days. So this man, Haman, the devil that he is, when Joe's other sister, the one that I don't call her name no more because that bitch lied on me, that's why that bitch shouldn't have lied on me, because I defended her and I will still defend her to the death that that man was lying on her, right? That man told a lie on her. I believe it's a lie. I believe in my heart it's a lie the man told on her. The man said the man didn't want her living at the house with him and Loretta, Joe's mom, and the two youngest kids, the sister that came at age 14 and the little brother that came at age 9. So the man started to make up all kind of lies about Myrna. And the man told this lie saying that one day he come out of the room and he see Myrna on the couch doing the do with some boyfriend or something at the time that she had, some man she was seeing. And Myrna says, God is my witness, I wouldn't do that in my mom's house. And I was not doing that. That man is such a effing liar. So they had a big fight and Myrna pulled a big dinner table at him and trapped him into the wall. And oh my God, it was horrid, right? And then I used to go and visit with Joe, and there was in the kitchen they had like a dome area that the fridge sat, but the fridge was tiny. It was a kunku kunku little fridge, and so there was a big area for the dome. The fridge needed to be big to fill the dome area, and so Joe, the fridge was so small that Joe's mom could pull up a chair right there next to the fridge in the little dome area and shushu with Joe. Shushu mean gossip, right? And they never included me. So I would sit in the living room and I would have to watch this ugly ass man with a hairy ass chest and a hairy ass back and an ugly nose with a hair to grow out. I friggin' know. Oh my God, I hated that man so much. Just like I hate this Haman in the Bible. So you love my stories. So I opened my mouth and I defend Joe's sister. I'm not calling that bitch name ever again in life. I defended her and I'm like, I know she didn't do this. And honestly, I don't talk to her right now, but I'm still going to tell you, I don't think she did it. So for her to even extend the lie even more after she told a lie on me, Joe's sister told a lie that I call her grand picking them ugly. And I know that you guys might think that's petty. You guys are fighting over something petty like that. It's not petty to me, because if you get away with telling one lie on me, what's to stop you from telling more lies? And lies can really get you in trouble. You know, if she can get away saying that I said to her face at her mother's repast that her two grandkids are ugly, when I didn't even talk to this bitch at the repast more than thanking her for the food, the plate of food she handed me, right? Right? Didn't even talk to her. I talked to her after the repast, weeks later, and asked her about those kids' mother and say, why did she feel the need to get up there and bash your son at the memorial when that wasn't the time for it? And she says, oh, she and grandma were close. I said, oh, let me shut my damn mouth up then. I stepped where I shouldn't have stepped. And I said, you know that even though I can't stand that woman, which is her son's ex, those two kids that he had with her are gorgeous. I said, if I were to pick one, I'd pick the second one because I like her dark skin against her 4C hair or 3C hair, whatever C hair he got, and her beautiful green eyes. She has natural green eyes. I said, oh, that's the look for me. I said, but the older girl, pretty too. Please don't go back or tell them that to pit them against each other. And I said, even the third baby that's not his, that's for somebody new, she's cute too. That's what, and God knows that's what I said. So for this bitch to turn around and lie and say that I come to her face and say, my grandkids, I said, what? Bitch, you get one chance to tell a lie on me. After that, I'm done. Nunca más, ya acabó. I quit, right? No, the hell with you. You know, I'll come back and apologize and say that I want to lie. But even though she did that to me, I'm telling you that I believe that man told a lie on her. And it was a big ass fight, almost involved the police, yada yada. Myrna had to move out, this, that, the third. Then the mom and the man moved into a big house somewhere else. And the man still doing up, still doing up. Get the papers for his son. And when he get papers, he tell him, me not married you and give you no papers and left gone. That a one man I wanted to run over, drive forward and back up again. I couldn't stand that effing man. And in him and just he done dead. He done dead. Okay. So I'm telling you all this. I tell you that Haman story just to say, no name your picnic Haman. No name your picnic or your dog Vashti effed up. Vashti is a pretty name as far as I'm concerned, but I wouldn't name my picnic Vashti. Okay. Hi, Michelle. So, anyways, I'm telling you this because, over the weekend I was gonna come live every day, but I really needed the time to like rest, because sometimes I need to rest my brains because sometimes when you're trying to build up somebody, you need to build up your own self. You need to like pour back into your own self. So we are still holding on to hope. I don't know if you guys are, but I am. I'm still holding because if you had come and told me that they found cancer in your breast, I wouldn't let up. Why would I let up on the prayers? Why would I let up on the hope? Why would I let up on calling out to God and crying out to God? The only thing that I haven't done is rented my clothes, put on sackcloth and ashes. And that's not to stop me from doing it, Me got crocus bag right out there. I rent my clothes and put on the ashes and the sackcloth and cry out to God because I need this from him. You might not need it. You might say it's okay if don't get in. It's okay. We're going to be all right. He not going to come for us. You see what Elon Musk said? He said, anybody where they talk about foreign interference, the hammer is going to come down. Who the F that the Liban think he is? He think he's Haman or something? Who the hell he think he is? You see what Biden did? Biden allowed Ukraine to use long-range missiles on their mother efforts over there in Russia. He trying to end this war. It's like, I'm done with these people. Enough. Open up the thing and done. I'm sick of this. How long this war is going for? About 4 years? I'm sick of this war. Black people say, oh, that's white people fight. Don't get involved in that. That's how white people get white people. Stop, put your head in the sand and act like shit don't concern you. Because if Russia is made to run rampant over Ukraine, what's to stop them from coming here? And they did come. They did an act of war, as far as I'm concerned, on our politics, because they come and cheat for this man for getting office, but he not going to get in. Even when Joe and Jada was joking this morning about when Trump getting this away, and they said, don't even speak that word in here. Don't speak it in here. I'm telling you, this is how I hang on to things. This is how I hang on to things. You know? Said that this war, yeah, of course. And you know what? All this to make that Biden decision a little bit easier. Because I know this man is sitting there thinking, oh my God, these people control the narrative for umpteen years saying that the election was stolen. We kept telling them, no, it's not stolen. And it wasn't stolen, but it's not because they weren't trying to steal it. They were cheating since 2020. They just didn't cheat big enough to have Trump win. Biden won. This time they said, we're not going to F it up. So Trump telling, look, make I win big. I want to win the popular vote so people can know I'm loved. I can't wait for see this man go down for treason. Throw him in the gallows along with Haman there, Lord, baby Jesus. Just throw him in there. All of them. They set Sprat for catch whale. That's a Belizean phrase that let Sprat the one least small fish. You set it up to catch a bigger fish. That's what they're trying to do. But I'm telling you, Biden know what the hell is going on, and don't sleep on Sleepy Joe. Don't sleep on him. He's done so many things to show us what he's made of. 50 years in the Senate, 8 years as vice president, second to a black man. Okay? A white man second to a black man. Lost his wife and baby back in the day, got a good wife, raised these kids, did the best that he could, especially with this rasshole Hunter. Then he ran and became president for 4 years, and he was supposed to do another 4 years, but they tell him, step down. Pelosi and all. I used to love Pelosi. Now I look on she side eye. Step down because you look like you want to lose this election. You act all and feeble and all kind of bloody foolishness. Give it to Kamala. I don't think Kamala did anything wrong. Even if Biden had stayed in the race, it would have still ended up like this because the fix was already in. I'm convinced. Gave up so much. Again and again and again, this man gave up of himself for the better good of this country. Would you have been able to step down? Honest to God, I did not see him stepping down. My intuition did not kick in. I saw him going the long haul. When he stepped down that Sunday, I cried. I was like, man, why didn't do this to this poor man? Why? And when he passed the reins to Kamala, I'm like, okay, I see where this is going. And I refuse to believe that God's going to give us somebody as good as this woman, right? Nobody is perfect, but I really feel like she was going to try to get in there and do some good, especially being the first woman, right? And then Coach Walt, such a decent human being, such a helpful person, so kind, living the Christian life that people said and they live. I was like, what the hell? And then snatch it from us because of their free will that they used. When I tell people in churches that I've attended that God is not in control, they kick me out of the church. If you guys learn one thing from me, remember this: God is not in control of nothing. And that's not to say that he can't control anything, because he is God after all. If you believe that, some people might come and watch this video and don't believe in God, right? If you believe that God is God, he's not in control. Why? Because he gave us free will. Free will always F things up. And this is why you see men cheat on their wives or vice versa and never get busted. Why? Because God is not controlling that. It's their free will, right? So because they use their free will to steal this election, no, we have to sit here and mope for 4 years. No, we can use our free will too to show the evidence. I've always told you guys, I personally need to see evidence. I don't want them to come out and say we're on Pennsylvania and maybe we're on Iowa. And no, 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 no. Show what they did and recount all those swing states. Recount California too. And okay, I could wait. But they say, I'll wait. We don't have to have no inauguration January. We could wait. We could do it March. Spring is better anyway. Kamala will look better in her spring robes. You know, once they find the evidence, if they don't find no evidence, I'm going to believe them. I'm not going to like it, but I'm going to believe them and say, okay, there was no evidence. We thought there were evidence, but they looked. I trust Joe. They looked. You see what Joe is doing? Shoving in them judges, those federal judges, putting them through. Trump to try stop that too. Opening hellfire from Ukraine on them. And over there with the G20, with all these leaders telling him the ish they know. He been nude. He been made his decision too. They're just putting the case together. In every court case, they have to plan the case, right? And plan for all eventualities. Cover all the bases. Because when they drop the hammer, I already told you guys, everybody going to be arrested and indicted when the hammer come down. Okay? Thank you, Heather. Heather, be very encouraged, my darling. Be very encouraged. Be very encouraged. I have not lost faith. Joe Biden knows something. If we did on yeah, we are little peons over here. And if we are smart enough to figure this out, you think they at the higher level haven't figured this out? When they already had warning that they were going to attack our elections, they had the warning. But it's like a shoplifter. You can be in the store. I used to have to watch shoplifters when I worked for Kids R Us. Joe the cook steak out there and the pepper the corn all the way back here to mess me up. I used to have to watch the people who are potentially shoplifting. And when you work for Kids R Us, they tell you that men are really not supposed to be in the store because men don't really shop for kids. Now, you're going to have that one or two parent that the man does stuff to help the wife, or maybe the wife is gone, or, single dad, whatever. They'll be in there shopping for the kid. But most of the time, they try to send a sister, an auntie, a mom, somebody to buy rather than the man go buy. So keep an extra eye on men, but don't just assume that they're stealing, but you want to watch them more, right? So watch people come in with baggy clothes. All I had to do was watch them. I had to pretend to be a shopper. That was my job, 8 hours a day, dress up in high heels. That shit was painful. And just walk around like I'm shopping and just spying, right? But if I see a potential shoplifter and I see them put something in their bag or underneath their clothes, I'm not supposed to even approach them. I'm supposed to walk over to the security and just alert them. The security still can't do nothing until after they get out the store. That's like the thing with the election. They knew that they were going to tamper with the election. They heard that it was going to happen. They couldn't do nothing before. Mark Elias was flying all over the country trying to stop voter suppression, trying to fix this, whip out this to go wrong, yada, 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 yada. So he could say there was no fraud. He don't know. He don't know. You think they got him on a skiff to tell him all the important information that he could go blab out there by mistake? You crazy. When you got something planned against somebody, don't show your hand to nobody. Somebody gonna rat you out. Somebody you are trusting is always trusting somebody you would not. Always remember that. You to confide in your friend Mary. You trust Mary with all your heart. But then Mary go and tell for she best friend Susie. Now you don't really know Susie to trust Susie. So you don't trust her. Next thing you know, Susie go and tell of your devious plan that you have. What? No, child. Me always telling her that. Don't trust nobody. The sign is out there that they cheated. They were gloating way before. Yeah, they were gloating and they still gloat right now. Leon Musty thinks he got away with this, but he going down. Nothing good gonna come to that man. They could send him a Mars and left him out there as far as I'm concerned. Nothing good coming to him. Just remember the shoplifting analogy that I told you. They cannot do nothing until they left the store. Well, they already left the store with the goods. So they're doing something now. I wholehearted. If I didn't believe that, I couldn't wake up in the day. I couldn't go to sleep without trembling and shaking. I believe it with my whole heart that Joe Biden ain't no dummy. People think he's weak. He's not gonna move. Oh, Joe Biden I left office. No, he not. As long as that man has evidence, it would, what you call it? What you calling people that's mandated reporters? Mandated reporters are mandated to tell when they see stuff that happened to Pickney and so on, right? He's a mandated reporter right about now. You see all this evidence, then bring the concrete empirical data to show what they did. You know who did it. Why do you think they raid the Lee Bali from Poly whatever, Poly Market? He only 26 years old. He must have done flip. Shane? He probably don't flip. They read for him, place take everything. He had the exact map that they have of the electoral college votes. Who have even Alan Lickman never have the exact map. And he know this shit. Alan Lickman, be encouraged. You didn't lie. You didn't mess up on this election. All these card readers, these mediums, and these what do you call them? Empaths and stuff, they didn't mess it up. They didn't make a mistake. They knew. And Kamala still won, and it's gonna be discovered before that asshole gets sworn in. He's not, speak it with me. He's not gonna be sworn in. I'm telling you, if you have to put on crocus bag, that a sackcloth, put some ashes by your face, and fast, even if it's for 3 to 6 hours, child, that's what we's gonna do. I go to the Bible every time because I read my Bible. I don't go to no church, and I'm never gonna go back to no damn church. But I read for myself. See this copy what I have right here? What is one name? This one name, New International Version, the NIV. It talks in languages that we understand. And then Barbara broke it down even more for y'all. I've been broke down these stories. You know? So be very encouraged. Don't name your dog nor your picnic Haman. Haman is never a good person. Vashti, she effed up. Be careful what you name people and things around you because you might be naming them the wrong thing. I have the perfect name for myself. I love my name. My mom had a sister named Barbara Marie. She passed at age 6. It's in my mom's book, right? That I finished writing for her. And when I was born, 6 years after she passed? Was it 6 years? No. 7 years? I don't know. A while after she passed, my mom named me after her sister. I wouldn't have it any other way. Didn't know my auntie, don't even know what she looked like, only my mom's description of her. But I have her precious name. You know? So when I see that, when I finally go back out there to write again and I finally see that young man, I will get his phone number. I did call my city councilman, my friend Jesse, because he did tell me he used to work for Jesse at once upon a time. And I called and I asked him, do you remember him? Do you know him? Jesse says, if it's the person that I think you're talking about, yes, I know him. Yes, he's a good kid. And yes, he did work for me and my wife when we used to work at the park and Rex or something. And he did Job Corps and he's got skills and stuff. And what's going on? I said, he's out there by himself again. I don't know what happened. And he goes, if you get his number, you give it to me. And I'll reach out to him to see if I can help him with a job. I think he would like a job, you know? He stays busy. He doesn't just sit over there and sleep all day. He's constantly walking up and down. Every time I see him, when I don't need to see him, and when I needed to see him for his birthday today, I didn't see him, right? He probably took the train and went down to go buy Billy's food at one of those Billy's restaurants. So, anything new to report from you guys? How did your weekend go? I don't know if I like the setting like this. It feels confusing behind me. I think I like it the other way, where it's just a curtain and you guys can see outside what's happening. I think I'll move it back. Yeah, I think I'll move it back. I'll just turn the table around and move it back. I don't like for things to seem confusing behind me. Another thing about my weight loss that I'm doing, my eating plan. Um, I've been overweight since I was 10, and I've lost weight several times in my adult life. I've never gotten below 150 pounds, and I think that's where I want to go back to. But I realized this morning when I woke up that no matter what plan I'm doing and how much success I'm having, in the past, I was never happy where I was. So if I started at 270 pounds, like I did one time, and I did Atkins, right? And I dropped 100 pounds in 14 months. So I went from 270 to 170, which is a good weight, right? I'm not there yet, right? I'm not 170 yet. And I remember I went to visit my Aunt Kathy at 170, and I wore these black slacks that were size 10. I never fit in a size 10 before. I might have been 165 when I went to go see her. When I tell you those pants fit so well, they were loose. The pants that I'm wearing right now, these are 14s, and they're fitting loose, but I don't think I could fit into the 10s. Even though I'm what, 181, 180 or something around there. I think I need to get down to the 165 to fit into the 10s. And Kathy didn't even recognize me because it was a surprise. And when I tapped her on her shoulder in her living room, she like, who the hell is this girl? And then she's like, oh my God, I didn't even recognize you lost so much weight. Why didn't I just enjoy that then? Why did I push myself so hard? Like, oh, I gotta go more. I gotta. Then you gain the weight back. Then you're like, shit, I'm where to where I'm started. So this time around, I'm gonna enjoy every level that I'm at. Even if I hit a plateau, let's say I hit 175. I wanted to hit 179, like 179.0 by the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And if I don't hit it and I'm 181 from 184, I'm not going to stress. Not going to stress. If I'm 179, I'll feel good. And if I'm 177, I'll feel even better, but not going to stress. And then after that, I'll set a new goal for Christmas Eve. No, not Christmas Eve, my wedding anniversary, the 20th. The 20th of December, I'll set another goal after I weigh on the 27th. I'm going to weigh on the 27th and come back to the cooking page and tell you guys what I have. But I've decided that every step of the way, I'm going to enjoy what I have, because me setting my sight on that big goal and I'm going to wait to get to that goal to be happy. That's not the way we should be living life. Anything that you're doing. Like I remember when this one girl, Bessie, remember the one lady you prayed for? The thing came back benign. The growth that it took. I don't even know this lady in real life. I just know her off the TV, right? And she's just a sweetheart all the time. I always comment on her page and she answers back. It was benign. Praise God. That's a good testimony, right? Yeah, but this one girl that used to work on the TV show, on the morning news, she dealt with breast cancer a few years ago. And she thought, okay, I'm going to get these 6 rounds of chemo done and I'm going to this. And I went to her on her Twitter and I said, hey, by the way, I still have my Twitter open, but I'm not going to engage in Twitter. I'm now on Blue Sky, okay? So I went to her and I said, Jillian, I said, just take a breath and go through what you have to go through. Because if you're sitting there waiting, let's say she started taking chemo January, she's supposed to be done in June, and they're going to cut off her boobs then, and they're going to reconstruct her. And don't think ahead, because tomorrow is truly not promised. Just do whatever you have to do to soothe yourself, eat the right food, go through the motions. And before you know it, you're going to look back and it's going to be over. That's what I did for mommy. When she went through that 6 months, she said, we're going to do this and we're going to go to Belize. Like, mom, calm down. Your life comes first. Don't worry about no Belize trip. Just get it done. And she went every 3 weeks and got it done. She got good results, good results, good results. Then they did the hysterectomy and it was great results. And mommy was well for 3 years. Yes, mommy ended up dying from the same cancer, but she wasn't sick the whole 3 years. She was well, doing the most. And we lose sight of that. You know what I mean? I mean, some of us, not me. My granddaughter went for her ear exam today and she still has hearing. Okay, praise God. That's a testimony. That's a testimony, B. You know? So I'm definitely holding on to hope. I haven't lost hope. I'm getting stronger every day. I don't think over the whole weekend I didn't have one moment where I doubted. And I've told you guys before the weekend that when I have my moments of doubt, I just take a breath and pray. I didn't have one moment where I doubted. I almost forgot this. They think the earbuds may have contaminated, but now let's see. They think the earbuds may have been contaminated, but how? Unless you let someone else do. You know how they pick this day. They have people, they drink, they'll do water, fall out of them, bottle all kind of foolishness. Jory came over on the weekend to run Cora, I think Saturday, or no, it was Sunday. And when he came back, he said, I said it. I said, being that all four of us are here, let me, Jory, Jada, and Joe, because Joshua was sleeping. I said, let's make a circle and let's pray over this politics thing. And we prayed over that real quick, and over Jory's job search, because Jory still hasn't found a job. I'll come back and give you an update on that too. Give me a second. And we prayed, very concise, very to the point, in Jesus' name, amen. We got up and we looked out the window, the sliding door, and tell me why there was a crap ton of doves. Let me see if I could find it. This is when some of them had already flown away. Okay. I have to hide my eyes because the camera trying to pick up my eyes. You see them? Can you see them? They didn't look white. They look kind of brown. And Jada argued with Joe, and Jada said, they don't know doves. Doves are white. And Joe's like, look at gal, I grew up in the bush. I know they're not doves. Yada, 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 yada. So we looked it up to see what it means to see these doves, right? Shit, so much thing is screenshotted in here. Oh, you know what? It's in Jada's text message. And it says hope and peace. It says they're mourning, not mourning, but mourning like when you're grieving. They're mourning doves, and they can represent peace and hope and can help people find inner peace. New beginnings. Mourning doves can symbolize new beginnings, great expectations, and deliverance. Deliverance, guys. Spiritual messenger. In Christianity, mourning doves are spiritual messengers of hope, peace, love, and faith. Some believe that a mourning dove's appearance to someone who is grieving is a visit from the deceased. State symbol. The mourning dove is the official state symbol of peace in Michigan and Wisconsin. They weren't turtle doves, they were mourning doves. Child, Michigan and Wisconsin? Be encouraged, guys. Be encouraged along with me. Because the outcome, if you lose all faith and lose all hope and you throw up your hands and you give up, God's going to go to somebody else that's believing. I really believe that's what he does. You go to him for something and you say, shit, you take too long, I'm done. He'll go to the next person that believes. God's only pleasure is to be believed, and his only pain is to be doubted. You guys, even if you don't believe in God, the universe, put the universe in the place of God. I don't care. I'm not here to cram my God down your throat. That's not what I do. Even Jesus didn't do that. He said, you go to somebody's house and you know what, here, shake the dust off your sandals and keep it moving. Keep it moving. Okay? Those doves appeared. And me and Joe sat and prayed today again this morning when I woke up, and they appeared again. That's God. That's God. He knows how to comfort us, doesn't he? For me, I need a miracle after Christmas to lose my belly. Girl, don't wait till no after Christmas be. Start now. You wait till after Christmas, you're going to be like them fools in the new year that's going to the gym. trying to lose that weight, and then they give up on Valentine's Day because they eat up all that chocolate. Start now. I already told you guys what I eat. One slice of bread, 1 tablespoon of peanut butter, and a fruit. That's my breakfast almost every day. If I don't eat the peanut butter, I eat 1 egg fried in half a tablespoon of butter. Over easy. If Joe does an omelet, it's 1 egg again with some vegetables in it and the one slice. I always do the bread because the bread comforts me. I make my own homemade bread, right? Then for lunch, what did I have today? 1 panadas because Joe makes it big. 1 panadas and a garden salad. Joe's cooking some steak right now, but I told him to chop it small like taco meat, and I might fry one of the masa for the panadas to make 1 salbutes. One. Put a whole bunch of vegetables and meat on top. If not, I'll just eat it with plain corn tortilla, which is less calories. Girl, I'll eat half of the muffin that I make. The muffin I make is 200 something calories. I'm going to eat half of that, as long as I stay within 1,200 calories. Now, in the beginning, it's hard. In the beginning, it's hard. I didn't get headaches, but I got a lot of nausea when I first started to cut the calories like this. And suddenly it went away, and I'm doing fine. I feel like I'm in control when I know that I've controlled the amount of calories that I've taken on. The one day that I ate more than 1,200 calories was Joe's birthday. That was only one day in what, 60 days? I've been on this plan almost 60 days. And I'll never be off the plan because once I hit my goal, and my goal is 150, so I have to go down to 145 so that when I eat bad food like Costco hot dog or whatever, Costco pizza that has a lot of salt, and I retain fluid, I will weigh 150. And then I won't stress out because, oh, I got on the scale and it said 155. Oh God, oh no. So my goal is 150, so I have to go to 145. Joe's goal was 175, so he has to go to 170. He's at 175 now. He has to go down to 170. So that's what we're doing. I don't want to go down smaller than that because I'm older now at 58. Things are going to sag and hang, and the worst thing for me is to get a old saggy neck. See, my neck still look good. I don't want a old saggy ass neck. You want to eat in the next half hour? Some type of meat, some type of grain, 1/3 cup of whatever the grain is, and a bunch of vegetables and a fruit. There, I told you what you need to eat. I would admonish you to go to the store and buy some healthy choice TV dinners, not like the old school TV dinners that has all the calories. The one that has 300 calories or less, they're not the healthiest. Some of them don't even have enough protein in it. They have a lot of sodium, but it gives you the amount of calories you need in a pinch. I haven't bought any yet because I don't have no money to buy none. But once I get paid, I'll go down and I'll buy 2 of Joe's favorite and 2 of my favorite. I like Salisbury steak, anything with Salisbury steak. Joe like, I don't know what the hell he won't pick. Something with rice. He likes stuff with rice in it. And we'll keep that in the freezer as clutch. That way, when we wake up one day, we're running around town and go, oh, shit. We didn't cook nothing to eat. We're hungry, want to eat our fingers. We don't have time to chop up no salad. We don't have time to go cook no meat. Guess what? Grab one of them TV dinners. That will help in a pinch. I don't want to eat those all the time. Hi, Christine, my darling. I had 2 beans and 2 slices of bread and a bottle of water, 2 cuties and 3 small cookies total today. All right, so sit down and count how many calories that is, and you'll know where you are. Because go see what the 2 slices of bread is. Is it 130 calories each for the bread or 110 each, right? Depending on the bread that you have. So 110 times 2 is 220 already for the calories. How much beans did you have? Because 2 beans is healthy for you, but it's a lot of carb and it gives a lot of calories. So you have to figure how much cups did I eat? Did I eat a 1/3 cup, a 1/2 cup? Google it and say, how much is a 1/2 cup of red kidney beans cooked? And it'll tell you a guess, because if you didn't put fat in it, that's, even better. If you put fat in it, then you have to factor that in. And then go look at the cuties. I don't think those are more than 20, 25 calories each. I don't think, right? The tangerines, are those what those are? Write that down and then go see what the small cookies are. You don't know until you write it down and count it. And you can say, oh shit, those cookies were 50 calories each and I had 4. 200 calories for what? When I could have eaten meat and grains and vegetables, a whole meal. F them cookies. That's how I started to treat it. You got to write it down because if you don't write it down, you don't know. I wasn't writing it down and I was eating a cool 1,800 to 2,000 calories. I wasn't eating 3,000 calories. If I was, I would have gained back the weight long time ago and gained back 10 times more than I gained back, right? For the longest time in 2021 and 2022, I didn't gain nothing. I stayed stagnant at 170, 175. The lowest I was when I did my weight loss in 2021 was 169 point something. I used to have that in a folder on my desktop, but I can't find that now. I really wish I could find a screenshot of that thing. I really need to go look for it on the hard drive. I don't think I threw it away. But the lowest I was 169 point something, and that was one day. The next day I was back up to 171. And I stayed there for years, all of 2022, all of 2021, part of 2023, till I just started to gain back slowly. So that's when I knew that I was not eating the right amount of calories. So when I'm done with this, when I hit my 145, I'm going to eat 1,500 calories a day and see how that goes. If I start to gain back steady, I know 15 is too much for the amount of exercise that I'm doing. So then I'll cut it down to 14. Girl, we just have to write it down. See, and B, don't beat yourself up about it. You thought you ate hardly anything. I only had 4 cookies, 2 cuties, some beans, and 2 slices of bread. All right, sit down and see what that really is. And it's definitely not 1,200 calories, but I would think it would be close to 600 or 700 calories. And if it's that, then you only have another 600 calories to eat for the day, right? So then you have to pick that food wisely. And you can eat 3 ounces of meat, a third cup of any type of grain that you like, and a big garden salad or some steamed vegetables, and a fruit, and still go get something sweet. The cookies, maybe if you still like the cookies and you know that it's going to tempt you, eat 2 instead of 4 and stay within the confines of the calories. You know what I mean? And I promise you, you start it, you're going to start to become bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I still eat my powder bun. You think I'm going to make my powder bun and let it know? I learned how to make those powder bun bars, and those are 54 calories each. The hell? Girl, I'll be doing this thing because I don't want to be like everybody else that's going to be fat come January. Come January, your girl's going to be 169. And then I'm going to keep pressing. I eat chocolate. Joe bought some chocolate the other day. Well, I didn't eat out of this batch he just bought yesterday, but the batch before. And it was 3 pips, was 70 calories or something, the 3 little plugs. If you ate more than that, it was like 140. I had 1 pip and I sucked on that thing and it was so good and I enjoyed it and I felt no guilt. Okay? Yeah, and then look at the calories on the tuna too. If you add just the tuna itself from the tin, the whole tin, see what the calories is, because it tells you what the serving, if it's 2 servings in the tin or 1 serving, and look at the calories on it too, and then see, okay, what can I jazz it up with? Okay, some vegetables, onion, this, that, hot sauce. Can I put mayo? Yes, you can. But just remember that a tablespoon of mayo is whatever it says on the thingy, and then stretch that tablespoon. That's what I'll be doing. Girl, when it comes to Thanksgiving, I'm making turkey, stuffing, rice and beans, potatoes. Well, Joe's helping me make all this stuff. So it's not it's us. And we're going to make, hi, Myrna. Myrna's texting me. I don't know if Myrna's in the room, but she's texting me. And we're going to make cheesecake, chocolate cake. And Mabel has asked me for some blueberry pies. Not blueberry, but blueberry. Because remember, I made it like those little ghosts one time and the blueberry thing was leaking out. I'm not going to eat that. Mabel's going to eat that. I'm not going to eat the cheesecake because that's going to hurt. So I'm going to eat a piece of the chocolate cake. And I'm going to factor what the hell the calorie is. If I cut that cake in 16, 1 slice is so much calories, then I'm going to eat half of that 1 slice. And when it comes to the meal, I like potato salad and stuffing more than rice and beans. So I might not even put rice and beans. I might put 2 tablespoons of stuffing, 2 tablespoons of potato salad, tablespoon now, real tablespoon that you measure with. So much, 3 ounces of the turkey, 3 to 4, I could do 3 to 4 ounces of the turkey. And then I'll do a garden salad, even if it's just for me. Then people can't eat, they don't want a garden salad. I'll do it for me. I haven't put no salad dressing. And eat my little piece of cake, and I'm happy. And I can eat twice that day. For Thanksgiving, I'm not going to have no trouble with all the food that's there because I'm going to eat. I'm so glad that I'm not overeating. When I go to bed, I don't have no upset stomach, no washback, no stuff to crawl up my stomach, that feel bad. Oh my God, I go down and lay in my bed and I feel good. See? For all who is in here, 12 people are in here, even if it's men. Joe's doing this program with me. He's not eating 1,200 calories. He's eating more like 1,400 calories. He's a whole dude. He's very active. But still, he lost very slowly. Look how long it took him to get to 175. Myrna, I got a text from you just now, darling. I never read it, but I said, Myrna, hi. I never find the young man today, but it's okay because I'm sure he had something good for his birthday because he wasn't out there. When I find him again, I'll get his phone number. That way I can text him when I want to take stuff out there in the future. I should have been done that. You know, I guess none of us thought about it. That's the one, Christine, thank you. Thank you. That's the one thing that I know about myself is it takes me a while. I'm not perfect. It takes me a while to figure, okay, I want to do this. I have to do this, right? I had to do this because my cutoff was 195. I always promised myself once I come down from 270, I'm never going to get back over 200. And for that matter, 200 is too close for comfort. I'm not going to get back over 195. And I was 193.5. I was bloody close. And I said, no, I'm doing this. And these people better get out my way because Joe tries me. I don't think he tries to set me up. I don't think he's a saboteur. But sometimes he is sabotaging me because I'll tell him, okay, you want flour tortilla today? All right, so 1 cup we normally cut into 3 balls. Today, when I make for me, I'm gonna cut one of the balls into two, and you make that little one for me. That's 116 calories versus 232 calories, right? I'm satisfied with that with my little tablespoon of peanut butter. That's all you want to eat? You don't want bacon? I'm like, look, you better back all the way up because you're not going to sabotage me. You got to like protect yourself against these people in here. They know how to do it. I was like, no, You make cookies and you make the Lee cookies. Yeah, you could eat two if you want. I'm eating one because one whole cookie is X number of calories. And if I make it smaller, it's X number of calories. Child, no. Soda? What the hell am I drink soda for? The only soda that I will ever drink is ginger ale when I have upset stomach, and I haven't had any upset stomach. I eat my papaya enzyme. Sometimes I'll get some gas because when you eat cruciferous type vegetables, you get gas. I'll eat the damn gas X, but I haven't drank the 90-calorie ginger ale. Not that I won't if I have to, but 90 calories in a drink? You crazy when I could eat something, I could eat two. I could eat a whole grapefruit for 90 calories. The hell? So I drink the kombucha. That's why I'm doing the kombucha, because that kombucha is hardly any calories. And it's a probiotic. Girl, I'm doing all I can do. And I'll stick with it. Once you let yourself, okay, don't even say, okay, I'm going to do this eating plan Bob's is talking about, but I'm going to cheat on Saturdays and I'm going to eat XYZ elemental P. Don't think like that. Would you cheat on yourself out there? No. Don't cheat on yourself. If you want to eat a hamburger at Hamburger Mary's or whatever the hell, watch what the calories say. Cut it in half. Bring home half. Eat half out there. Just everything out there tell you the calories. The only thing that don't tell you the calories is the Mexican restaurants. They're sickening with that. I wish that the law would crack down on them so they could tell you the calories in them goddamn burritos. But I sat down and took the burrito apart and figured out the calories. Though one burrito from Chilitos is 1,200 calories. That ends my entire day. That ends my entire day. I can't even eat half. Because if I eat half, child, that's 600 calories. A quarter is 300 calories. Now, a quarter is too little bit. So what I would do is eat a third and factor that that's pretty close to 450 calories, and that's my meal, that and the vegetables. But I would do that once in a blue. I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna pull the trigger real soon because we're kind of feeling for a Chilitos burrito, right? And Joshua said, Mommy, you buy the one, that's the beef and the beans and the whole shebang. You cut off your little third and eat that, and I'll eat the 2/3. Now Joe is the problem child in here because he don't want no beans and rice on his burrito, so he gonna have to eat half of his or his whole or whatever. That's his problem. When I said uh, dog drink water for you, but God for us all, that I believe people like say that. I gotta drink water for me, not for them people who live here. They will sabotage you. Jada's at the gym working out. Who was up with me on the phone? I think Brenda was with me on the phone yesterday when I told her she looked slim, like she lost more weight. and she didn't feel it. You know, she didn't feel good that day. But I don't tell lie to my kids, right? I tell the truth. Jada has PCOS. I had PCOS when I was Jada's age. That went away after I gave birth to all them children's. You know what I mean? So Jada has issues. That's why I had issues losing weight too when I was younger, but she still works on it. She doesn't give up. She's at the gym working out. When she put on her outfit today, even Joe said, "Girl, you look slim. Keep it up, babe." You know, we were very positive with her because when she's gaining weight, we tell her that too. We're like, "Babe, slow down. Look like you put on back some weight. Slow down." You know, she don't get upset because we tell her when she looks good. She's working out at the gym, so old ass man will come out as she. I start to tell her he to eat some gummies and he lost all this weight and da 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 da. Maybe you want to try that. Jada was so effing mad. Jada said, "How dare he invade my personal space to come and tell me some bullshit like he's my dad?" And Jada's like, "I'm good. I don't need to eat your gummies. Gummies are not good for you. They're made with that bad sugar. The gummies give you a lot of gas pain. Watch it, right?" This old man I can tell my daughter shit. Anyways, we've been here hour and a half, or hour and 15 minutes. And StreamYard already said, "You're pretty close to the hours that you get to use for the month." They usually tell you that when you're at 12 hours, but you get 20 hours for the month. And remember, if the month, it starts on the 5th, if we run out of hours before the 5th, we're going to go to the other email. You guys won't even know. And we're just going to use that one, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed the story that I read about Esther from the book of Esther today. If you want to read it for yourself, go get a Bible that you can understand the words. The Bible has a lot of amazing stories. It's not just fire and brimstone like what the preachers try to tell you. That's such an amazing story of bravery on Esther's part and Mordecai standing his ground, and that stupid ass Haman thinking that Mordecai was gonna fall into the trap that he set for him, and he fell into his own snare. And sometimes that's what people have for us. They have set a trap for us, but God throw them into their own trap, okay? Remember that, okay, guys? I'll see you tomorrow. We're gonna try 2 o'clock tomorrow to see how that feels. If not, we might go right back to 1 o'clock. I said it this late today because I had a lot to do. You guys see that I wear that watch all the time? That's something specific that I do, and it broke. Last night I put it to charge on the base and it wouldn't charge. And I had to reach out to the company that we work for to say my thing is not working. And they're sending me one overnight right when I'm in a sweepstakes to win $10,000. I've never won the $10,000 yet, but the sweepstakes started today, and I'm like, I need my points. I can't tell you guys what it is, but some of you know what it is. And they're like, "No, we're going to give you your points. Don't panic." See? These fathers are evil, B. They don't know how to say it. You know what I mean? All right. I don't know if Jada called about that little puppy, but it's on Craigslist and it's one female puppy left. Child, Joe gonna bust oh, let me stay with that. That between they and them pa, they already grown. That's A and B business. I'm gonna see my way out of it. Okay. See you guys tomorrow at 2 my time. Okay. Au revoir. Bye.